Okay, so we're looking at ternary, which is different from binary. Ter means 3. So we have 3 or more elements. Which means if we have 3 or more elements, that means we are involving polyatomic ions. We are using polyatomic ions. We're on page 53. 52. So anytime we are naming a multivalent metal, we need to remember that our overall charge of a compound is going to be equal to 0. And if it's equal to 0, that means the total positive has to equal the total negative. They have to be equal and opposite. So step number 1, we're going to write out all the ions. Step number 2, we're going to find the charge of the negative ion. If it's polyatomic, we will use our green sheet. Find the total negative charge. This should start to become familiar now because we've done this with non-polyatomic ions. The total positive is equal to the total negative, and then share out the total positive charge. Let's take a look at this example. We have Sn. Sn is tin. And if we go to our periodic table, tin is red. What does it mean if it's red? It needs a Roman numeral. Red needs a Roman numeral. So I'm just going to put some brackets here and leave that blank until I figured out my Roman numeral. And then we have NO3. Do we name this nitrogen trioxide? Is that good? Or is that sad? Sad. Because there's really only ever going to be one anion. Okay, one type of anion. So where are we going to look to find NO3? We're going to look on our data pages and we'll look on our polyatomic ions. Oopsie, where did I put them? Polyatomic ions. NO3 is nitrate. Watch out if you have NO2, that's nitrate. So just be careful and make sure you're like, oh, it's NO3, not NO2, so it's nitrate. So we are going to write out all our ions. So I have one Sn, because there's no number beside the Sn. How many NO3s do I have? I have 2. I have an NO3 and I have a second NO3. So write them all out. Then you're going to check your charge of the negative one on your periodic on your green sheet. You'll look and you'll say nitrate is negative, so that means -1. We found the charge of the negative ion. Now we need to find the total negative charge. So we add those up. I've got 1 plus 1 is -2. If we have -2, how much positive do we have to have? +2, because these two always have to be the same. Okay. And there's only one metal ion, so I take that 2 and I put it up here. And that tells me that my Roman numeral is that charge, and it's going to be the Roman numeral 2. Is good? Okay. And we're going to take a look at an actual picture of SnNO32. Over on the right-hand side of the page, you can see we have an Sn, just one Sn, and 2 NO3s. Each of these have a negative charge, so that gives us -2, which means this has to be +2, so we have tin 2 nitrate. And each nitrate is an NO3. And you'll notice there's 1, 2, 3 O's in every nitrate. Okay. Let's try another one. Here we go. We have FePO4. This kind is one of the ones that tricks students very often. Okay? How many iron? Yes, there's just one. How many of this polyatomic ion? Is there one or is there 4? There's just one. If we had more than one, it would have to be in brackets. To have more than one, polyion, I'm just going to call it a polyion, it must be in brackets. So if I just have one, then what the heck is that 4 doing there? What is that 4 telling us? It's not telling us there's 4 of that polyatomic ion, William. It's telling us there's 4 oxygens. So if we actually look at a little picture of PO4, you can see there's a P with 1, 2, 3, 4 O's attached. So we have one iron and we have one PO4. So if we write out our ions, we have Fe and we have PO4. Let's go look up the name and the charge of PO4. Oh, I keep going to the wrong place. PO4. Once again, you got to be careful. There's a PO3, which is phosphite, but PO4 is phosphate. So this is phosphate, and what is its charge? 3 minus, -3, okay? So this is named phosphate. This is iron. Iron is in the red zone, so it needs a Roman numeral. So we're going to put brackets here. We just said that phosphate has a 3 minus charge. What's that? That's not a minus. That's a right side up line. 3 minus. We only have one of them, so we don't have to add anything up. We only have one iron, so what is the charge on that iron going to be? It has to be 3 plus. Okay, so we have 3 plus and we have 3 minus. That equals 0 altogether, which every compound should equal 0. And that gives us iron Roman numeral 3. Because the charge of the ion is the Roman numeral. If there are no brackets, there's only one of that polyatomic ion. Okay, so we've done all of this, blah, 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 blah. Cu2SO4. Let's do one more here. This is on page 54. How many coppers do we have? 2. 1, 2. Write them both out. How many anions do we have? Just 1, because there's no brackets. So we have just one SO4. So let's go look up the name and charge of SO4. Yes. SO4 has a 2- charge and its name is sulfate. SO4 has a 2- charge and its name is sulfate. Now, I did want to bring your attention to this. You will see both sulfate and you'll sometimes see sulfate with an F. Both of them are okay. Most of my resources use the pH, but if you ever see an F, that's also okay. Yes. As soon as Haley's back, without your phone. So we have copper, and copper is in the red zone. Let's double check that. There it is. Copper is red, so it's in the red zone, needs a Roman numeral. So we do need a Roman numeral here. Total negative charge, just one sulfate, so that's 2-. What does the total positive charge have to be? 2. Does that mean that each individual copper is 2+? No. We have to take this copper and the 2+ has to get spread out onto both of those coppers. So each one is going to be +1. And remember, it's always the number, it's the charge of an individual copper ion that goes in there. So it's going to be copper 1. Copper 1 sulfate. Now let me just check and see if there's anything else we did in here that was important. Oh my gosh. Here's nickel phosphate. We have 3, we can do this one really quick because we'll just go through it showing it here. We have 3 nickels, we have 2 phosphate. Draw them all out, nickel, nickel, nickel. 3 of them, phosphate, phosphate. Yeah? Look up the charge of the negative ion. We're going to pretend we looked on our chart and we're going to say, oh, phosphate is 3 negative. We went and looked it up. That means we find our total negative charge, which is -6. Total positive charge has to be +6. Now, how much does each nickel get? +2, +2, +2. Which means that our name is going to be nickel, Roman numeral 2. And then PO4, look up its name on the green sheet, phosphate. Okie dokie. And that's it. Oh, if you're interested in enriched stuff, you can take a look at that last example, but that last example is going to be enriched. Okay, Mercury 1 is going to be enriched. I'm not going to give it to you guys on a regular quiz. Okay. So you're going to try the exercises on pages 56, 57, 58. Good stuff, thank you. Okay, pen. Pen, here we go. I'll tell you why in a minute. It's a tricky one. So, if we look ClO, what is it? Cl hypochlorite. Hypochlorite. C. Was that an I or an L? Yeah, because it's based on chlorine, not on carbon and iodide. Does that make sense? Chlorite, not carbon iodide. Yeah. So these ones are tricky. You've got to watch out for that because they look kind of like eyes. Just be aware that eyes have a top and a bottom crossbar. Okay. Yeah. All right. And then this one is okay. And then this one is okay. So that's a 5.5. You know, let me write that down before I forget. That was quiz 7? Yes. Okay, thank you. Okay. Excellent. I'm just gonna mark this one really quickly. Yes.
May I go to the bathroom?
No? Yes, you may go to the bathroom. I'll put my phone away. Perfect. Veronica. There you go. I'm not gonna like ding you for the calcium that ended in an N because that's just silly. Okay. That was quiz number 5. Thank you. You're right. Okay, the following people still owe me a quiz for Aaliyah. I spelled your name wrong. I'm sorry. Joshua, Paula, and Max. I did not see you guys at Flex today. So you're behind. Oh, I saw you at Flex today. Never mind. And you wrote your quiz, right? Quiz 4. Okay, I haven't written it down yet. That's why. That is good. What did she do? It's I got it and it was like and then I had a staff with them and I cracked it up. Yeah. But yeah, it was 3. Fantastic. Yes. Okay. Not often. I don't think there will be one. Yes.
What are the charges for these ones and
These don't tend to form compounds. These ones, so they don't tend to form ionic compounds. They just form covalent compounds. those just don't form any compounds because their shell is already full. Yeah? Aaliyah? So always good except for this one. We have 3 sulfurs, each of which is 2 minus. So what's our total negative? Yeah. And so our total positive is positive 6. So the AU is positive. Yeah. And so your Roman numeral would be 3. Yep. Okie dokie. You're welcome to retake it if you want to, but it looks like you mostly understand it, so it's up to you whether you do or not. Okay? Hi.
So for this one, they're all a -1 charge, right?
Yeah.
So then that will be +4.
Yes.
So
That is
the
correct.
Roman numeral will be 4.
Yes.
Okay.
Good stuff. Yes. Kai Wong. So ammonium is a polyatomic ion, so it's an ionic compound, so there's no prefixes. Yeah? Hi. Somebody just went when Paula gets back. Okay? Yeah. Oh yeah, help yourself. Feel free to like unclip them. Hayden. Hi. So ammonium is an ion. So this compound is ionic, so there's no prefixes. Okay? There you go. Yuna. All right, what's it made of? Okay, and that'll be a lowercase l. Okie dokie.
Do I have to redo?
Well, if you want to get a 6, you do. Okay. Seem to find your test.
Yes, I got a strong.
Bro, you're so stupid.
Great, Ed. Is that quiz number 5? You already did quiz number 5.
Oh, I said give me quiz 6. I'll do quiz 6. No, that means that it still gets
William, did you have a quiz for me to mark?
No, so.
Oh, you're okay. You're okay. All right.
Yeah, that's the right one.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay. You know.
Yeah.
She's not in my class right
Yeah, but yeah.
The class.
Yeah.
Every day. So she has like alcohol. So cute. It was so adorable. Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's he stands for a match. Oh, and basically, if we were legally allowed to, we would. So it's like the first password. So they kind of let you do like. It's yeah, so it's basically like level stuff, but with Camelot and mixed in with they sign up for it. Class where there's like only enough for one class. So if you have 35 kids, they're not going to run 2 blocks. Yeah. And they decided rather than having us like that. Yeah.
Give me 3 times.
Like I hate to sing it. But I don't think it's a lost penalty if you don't go. Yeah, it's driving us crazy up here, so yeah. You got it. So yeah, teaching's great except for the stuff that isn't, right?
Dude, I'm gonna take that.
Hello.
I did project.
I believe so. Let's check. Yes, you did. Phosphate amount. Sulfite, carbon, phosphorus. It is. So,
Well, I'm gonna just try again.
yeah. I mean, it's not bad, but I don't have it like you no. And they just I hang
out with my best friend every day. I love it.
University stuff. But
Yeah, are you ready? I think I got this.
Because everything says. I didn't even need to say really something. What'd you say? I don't know. You heard? Yeah. There's one that can go on top of my back. You're on 204, right? Yeah. No, very slick. All. Yes, it's wrong. Wait, there's two trees, so it'd be. There wasn't. Right?
Wait, Megan just told me remember to say on that night. For 16, you got big manganese.
Oh, good. And now that we move.
Well, I'm the same thing. I'm behind because I was like.
I smelled him.
What has William?
Breathe.
No, and grade 5. You need to go talk. I saw you outside and was like, and then we like things and then had lots of fun more. And I went, I didn't know you took your land out. Last, anyways.
God, ammonium ion. Oh, sorry. This is an ion, therefore it's ionic. So ionic does not use prefixes.
Oh.
Yeah,
But it's nitrogen and hydrogen.
but it's an ion. So you have to know that ionic compounds start with metal or ammonium. This is the or ammonium. And if you have an ion, it's not going to use prefixes. Okay? What quiz was that? Okay.
5B. I'm calling it a 2. I feel like, did I miss any Roman numerals?
No, you did not. You rocked it, Nat. Again, how am I doing it? How okay, you have found your
Rhythm.
rhythm.
I don't know
Nat.
how I did that bad on a test, but this good on quizzes.
Well, you know what? I think you said you liked math. This is kind of mathy, right?
I've done 6. So I've
So yeah, it took years, right? Like this one wasn't so bad because it had a lot of the stuff already. But just getting like making sure these are all in order, number. Like then if I decide to add something or move it, I have to know where we kind of like if I have yeah, I have. That's what I feel like. So I'm like, I will tell you something that I do. There's a couple things that I like. Okay. So when you do that,
I'll never make it.
If we all
I won't probably able to he's not exhausted.
I think this I've been on all the questions running around. He's right. I'm just saying, yeah. I don't know. Right. And then I made like potential sexual. And it is why like 3 months ago.
Oh no, I didn't get a chance to this year, but I you could consider. So they just look at everything. Right, so.
Different elections.
Yeah.
That way they're probably. They're still there. They don't know if it's a side. They just not make it clear now. They say all the nuclear methods. It's like I like the thing. I still like the system. You didn't tell me. Those words you're trying to put behind your back. No, no.
Wait, I want her to like.
I told him I like.
Wait.
So I
Wait, for which one? Wait, I'm gonna reach
I
out.
think I want to give him a copy. And then he always down me and says I think and talks to me and stuff. If he does.
Yeah. Well, how do you know?
No,
Chris, okay,
Alright.
I can't risk it.
Oh, wow.
So what
I'm still doing it. I know, it's like, I like it. I don't like it. Yeah.
Today I'd like you to be ready if you're ready for the next day. Or is it quiz 5? Yeah. Quiz 5. Thank you. Good stuff. Excellent. And I will find your quiz 4 by tomorrow. I don't know what I've done with it. It's in my papers somewhere. Okay, so I'll make sure you get it back tomorrow. But you're doing well on this, so that says you're probably doing well on the other one as well. So there we go. I feel like I marked it. I feel like you got a 6, but yeah. Okay.
The first, the only time I've been without, maybe I stole $3.
Okay, that's
You're up.
I stopped it.
Nice. Davide.
I don't know what you're second.
Anushka. Yay. Yes. Yes.
Nathan helped me with the first two to like get started
Okay.
on this one.
Yep.
So maybe just give me like half points on that one.
Okay, that sounds good. Evelyn. Go.
Thank you.
The first two just give me half points because
Okay.
Nathan helped me with those.
Yeah, that's fair. Thank you. I appreciate your honesty. That's
Why
awesome.
wouldn't I be? I'd rather get bad grades with honesty than get good grades with not honesty.
Nick, I love that. Not everybody in this world feels that way. I feel that way. But, you know, you still got 5 out of 6. which is
Yeah,
pretty
you still
good.
good.
All right, let's see how we did here. Okay. So potassium is not in the red zone. No. So let's just grab that. It's not the one. Potassium. Not in the red zone. Okay.
So it'll just be potassium hydroxide.
That's correct. And same thing with calcium. Not in the red zone. This one's correct. And this is correct. And this is correct. So you're finding your Roman numerals correctly, which is the tough part. Okay. And then barium wasn't in the red zone, and you got that one right. So you got a 4 out of that 6. And if you wanted to redo it and just, check your red zone a little more carefully, you'll be good to go.
Wait, so this one, they're not in the red zone, it'll just be calcium carbonate.
Exactly.
Like no new Roman numerals.
Perfect. Yes.
Okay, I'll redo them.
Perfect. Nice.
Wait, you can bear.
You keep it. Take it home. Frame it. Yeah.
Right there.
Beautiful.
Wait, so I'm up to date for that.
You are up to date for the quizzes because I'm wanting everyone to be done quiz 5 today or tomorrow.
So when do we have to move on to quiz 6?
Quiz 6. Well, you should start looking at it for today. Okay.
Is it like the same for you?
It's going backwards actually.
So it's-
Oh no, quiz 6 is just all of them combined. So yeah, you can start looking at quiz 6 today. Okay.
Where can I find the ions for like acids?
Oh, I need to get you that because
What do you think we call that? Why do you think I call
Thank you. All right. Nice, fantastic.
Quiz 5 is the confusing one, right?
It's a little bit confusing. It's got those polyatomic ions in it. Yeah.
I'll get Nick.
Yeah.